and Young had to back out of it.
TJ Christie leads in trouble. Oh, Brandon Merle rolled over.
Yeah, there was a
Young kind of.
There was a little contact.
Hannah Farrell now has dropped into the top 5.
Wow, Rob Neely and Liam Martin close quarters racing, and there goes the other Oshwegan car. Holly Porter goes
for the 4th spot. Oh, awful close to the wall, but Martin holds on, and the yellow comes out for DJ Christie.
Down into 1 on a freshly groomed racetrack. Whoa, Fabio Oliveri gets pointed the wrong direction. Is he going to be able to keep it on the racetrack? Yes, he does, but boy, did he lose some positions there. And Mike Giberson in the 11. Pull up the anchor, Mike. We're under green.
He has contact there with the 21 of Jonathan Ayrton. Ayrton gets free, and there's a wheel. Somebody's wheel is headed into corner 4. Whose is it? Wade Thorne. Well, it's the tire.
Oh, and that was a chain reaction deal that took DeBoer and the 9 machine around backward.
For the Affordable Towing and Recovery Thunderstocks, it will be the first feature after our intermission. Still racing to go.
Well, Greg, we got a bit of a fire here on the Swedick 53 and turn number 1.
The inside of Kyle Wirt, black flag or not, he wants to win this race. He wants to be the first across the line, and he's got to go because Jonathan Ayrton is right behind him and Dave Crumby as well.
Finally, Wirt will get loose up at corner number 4, slows it up, and now it looks like he's going to try and bring out a caution, possibly.
And he does bring out a caution. Bouncing around, Wirt used that front bumper beautifully. Oh, wow. That Millard is so lucky. The Jason in this consolation event to switch it with a flat right rear and from the looks of it, Hills edges Rick.
Something went wrong. Intact.
Nick Erskine in the 64 with problems, and wow, Rob Twitchett in the 69. He made a couple of nice saves there. Stocks and out consolation event.
Right up through the middle comes McKay, and May tried to make room as well, but he gets into Tolton. Tolton will get sideways, and they're all pointed in the right direction.
He'll go 3 wide. Bleach on the inside. The 37 of Rob Hoskins in the middle. Whoa, Longaro loses a right rear wheel. And I think that wheel's going to follow him right into the pit. So, no, it's going to make the turn on turn number 2. Devin Bacher takes evasive action. Casey Huffman is next. He redirects it a little bit as that tire rolls down the straightaway. Gentle banking down the backstretch at Oshwegan, so it heads towards our pace truck. I hope that tire gets scored for this lap. Jump out of the way. And a beautiful save by turn 4 corner worker. Meanwhile, back on the racetrack, Ryan Denning continues to lead the way in the number 8. Running in second is Bill Bleach. He's got Dave Bailey all over his back bumper as we are about to reach the halfway point. 9 laps are complete. This time by it'll be 10 complete, and we've got them locked together. Trevor DeBoer and one of the Lampman cars. I'd be lying if I said I knew which one. I believe that's Jim Lampman who got together with Trevor DeBoer in a chain reaction incident. Out in front, but he gets real loose coming off of 4, and then as Bleach and Bailey drag racing down the front stretch. Mark Bazine goes around.
A little bit of synchronized hell driving there on the turn 4.
That was awesome. Casey Huffman as well in the 13 car.
And for the second time in 3 Thunderstock races, we stay under green after a spin out of turn number 4.
And we got another spin down in 1 and 2. That might be season so far. He's in the 5th position, trying to get around Derek Lemaire for 4th. He'll work to the inside off of 4. We are under yellow. Trevor Young, I believe, up the outside of turn number 1. So the yellow flag flies. Racer, but he didn't race the type karts they run here at Oshwegan as we got a spin down in turn number 1. Wow! You know what? There was some contact, but that was a nice job by Aaron Turkey, Brandon Merle, Caleb Wood as Brian Nanicoke got around in turn number 1. But I was talking about Lucas Smith. He raced sprint away.
Tim Jamieson. Oh, Tim DeBoer, massive problems. That car did not turn. He got on the brakes and comes to a stop in the hay bales up below the Lucas Oil and Burger Barn signs in corner 2.
Running out there in the 13 machine. He's going to check up a little bit to the outside. I think he's getting out of harm's way. Oh, don't get up too high because Jason Dixon just spun out in turn 4.
Right rear flat for last week's Performer of the Week, Sean Iftati now, as he will need to take it to the pit area. Caution flag comes out for Jason Dixon, and Sean Iftati will take the car to the pits, as will Bobby Tolton. Not a big surprise there. Tim DeBoer, the leader in the 9, and there's Jason Dixon coming to a rest to the outside of corner 4. He stocks. Wade Thorne is the leader. Sideways goes Dale Millard in front of the field. He was running 3rd, and also doing the same as Fabio Olivieri, and man, he gets creamed twice. And that will bring out the caution. No real clear-cut top dog in this division. Green flags are out, and we are underway, and they're beating and banging. They're sideways on the front stretch.
Yeah, that sort of, you could see it coming. Rob Twitchett got a raw into that deal. I'm not sure what Newell's going to wind up doing because he's going to come up on the back straightaway. So that didn't work out all that bad for Newell. Twitchett is half a lap behind. Sometimes, we said, you lift, you lose, and neither of them lifted. And we've got one around again to the other Newell.
Well, now, Tim Newell, Matt Newell, and the 2 and the 26 having problems here on this. Just take it into the A. Meanwhile, it's 3 wide and cars sideways for the final transfer spot. Tim Jamieson, if he can get through. Taylor coming to the back, trying to get into the top 4. DeBoer and Olivieri have broken away. Now contact with Taylor and Evers.
Taylor was
qualified for tonight's A main event. We still have one more B main to come for the HRW Automotive Mini Stocks. Jason Tolton will line up on the pole for this one in car number 1 to his outside, the 517 of Cody Somerville. Row 2, the 11 of the back, stretching into corner number 3, looking for 7 in a row in regular competition here. And the right rear, I believe, or the left rear broke on the 47X. He coasts across the line. Boy, that was timing for Dylan Westbrook as the left rear shock or something is broken on that car. But he holds on for the win over Mikey Krutchka, Corey Turner, Chris Steele, and Ryan Turner, your top 5.
The rear end has fallen right out of that race car. The back end of that car is about sitting on the racetrack.
Wow. Well, that's timing for you. Continues to close. Here comes Turner on the bottom. Nanicoke sideways right in front of the leader. Westbrook somehow got by.
Oh, that's a highlight. That's a highlight for sure. My goodness, Dylan. Red flag is out.
Oh. Mac the man and Dan Nanicoke, horrible crash up in corner number 1. We can see Mac the man moving around in the cockpit and Dan Nanicoke throwing his gloves out. Mac's out of the car, folks.
What direction is that car even pointed, Greg?
Wow. Yes, Darren's right. It's pointed in every direction.
I mean, that's
wow,
unbelievable. Dan Nanicoke chatting with the safety personnel.
We'll put it this way. The crash that Dylan Westbrook didn't get in, Mac the man did get in corner number 1.
I got him here. He's limping. He's smiling. He's swearing. Mac the man. What can you think about your car, man?
All I can think about is the hard work these guys put into this car. I don't know. Car's badass fast. I can't believe it's destroyed. These guys put their heart and soul into this. We're going to come back faster. We're going to be badass. Don't count this team out.
How about it for Mac the man, ladies and gentlemen, badass driver himself.
I can't get over looking at that image.
I got Dan Nanicoke up here. Dan limping as well. You're right, that's the main thing, Dan. I mean, Dylan and you got together, collapsed your front end. Mac had nowhere to go. Horrible wreck. Great to see you guys both out. Are you okay?
Yeah, I got a little stiff legs. I felt that hit. That was a hard impact, man. Oh, man. But I'm walking on 2 feet and I'm breathing, so hey, I feel lucky.
How about it, ladies and gentlemen? Give me your biggest Oswego Speedway round of applause for Mac DeMann and Dan Nonacoke, who put on one hell of a wreck here in number 1 and 2. Wow, unbelievable wreck here. I've never seen a car look like this, guys.
No, and it wasn't captured. Outside of Chris Steele in that 80 machine.
And troubles for Mac DeMann. He blows it over the berm in corner number 2. Dylan Westbrook shoots by, as does Corey Turner and Mikey Krutchka. Here comes Chris Steele now working on the back end. Flip down the backstretch. Tyler Hendricks up and over in front of a pack of cars. The red
man making quick decisions, and he needs to, because if he wants to win this one, he's going to have to keep his foot to the floor as we've got one around in turn 1.
Jim Hoopanen goes around in corner number 1, and some troubles for him after a good solid run here.
4th. Corey Turner out in front. Oh, and Nonacoke hops over the cushion.
Tries to keep the foot in the throttle, creates quite the dust storm. Dylan Westbrook back out in front again, leads lap number 2, checking out on the field with Steve Lyons. Oh, trouble for Jamie Turner. Up and over, brings out the red flag. He's back up on all 4 wheels, but already you can see the damage on the left front of Jamie Turner, and there's the wheel toss, Adam.
He's got more in him. So, okay, I don't think he's disgusted there with that wheel toss, although he's getting out of the car in fairly chipper fashion. It's got to be frustrating when you think about the first 3 weeks. He took it so easy. The track conditions weren't really conducive to the type of racing he wanted to do.
Well, I'd say his pitch of the steering wheel back into the cockpit shows some displeasure there. So
Oval Ford number 63 will roll it down. Oh, big problems on the front straightaway.
Kenny Sargent and Rob Hoskins just saved a huge pileup on the front stretch.
And we're sure he'll work to the outside of him in corner 1.
Whoa, trouble in turn number 1.
That's costly trouble, too.
A Jeff Rule of that. Good battle there for the 3rd spot. Whoa, and he is up and over. Josh Hansen in the 88H. Start for Mike Thorne on the outside. He'll lead the way out of turn number 2. Down into 3. Mike Thorne on the outside. Whoa, Todd Hoddick. 3 cars flipping in 1 accident. Glenn Styres, Dan Nonacoke, Todd Hoddick. Quick here in this final lap, but it may be too late. Oh, we're going to find out. Davey Boughton keeps his foot in it.
Dad. Oh, my. Red flag, mess there, and all I could see. corner. How they made it through the first lap, I will never know, and they're still going at it now. Oh, Jason Dixon breaks the wheel off that number 6, and the red flag will come out.
You know, that's the car we talked about getting squirrely, getting out of shape. The lap before, even in the heat race, we said that car was evil handling.
He is.
And it's
Center of this wheel is still intact, guys.
Yeah, we've got a good view of it. You can see all the lug
So
nuts.
all 5 lug nuts still intact. The hub and brake drum still in place. You can see where the axle has severed off. So that's the issue here for Jason Dixon.
I think the issue is his car.
Track prep coming in when we saw those mini stocks in turn 1, and this is what's going to happen, folks. They're going to run that power.
Is like the underneath the track here at the start finish line, there is a wire that's buried, and every time a transponder goes by, it picks it up. Oh, we almost flipped a push vehicle. That was entertainment right there. But here comes the Cobra. Chuck Ebing. Oh, he hits the wall at corner number 1 with a left rear. The car will go around in front of the field. He does a 360, and it looks like he'll be able to stay.
So the yellow flag flies.
X of Mark Bazine. Starting 6th out of Port Colborne, the club.
Okay, they're in second, but Thorne's had a racy looking car. Oh, we got a big flip up in corner number 2 as Kyle Wirt goes up
in there. They somehow got squared up on that one. 5 wide off of turn number 4 they come.
Oh, and Tolton gets in Elslager, who hits Longboat now to Silva and to Dixon. And somehow they're all going straight.
Nick Massey's lost the left front on the 222.
Oh, yep.
Heavy damage on that car. He's going to need a hook.
Tied for the point lead. And there he sits on.
Yeah, 4 wide for second. One of those cars right now is not a transfer car, and Oliveri runs out of room. Massey down to the infield. And now Sam Eftadi will have to gather it up in the X machine. Runs it down through the infield and will try.
Back up to the J. Moulton number 10. That's a good battle for that second position. All that unfolding behind the race leader, Dusty DeBoer. Battle for the second position here. And Jason Tolton out of the inside of Mark. The panel's duel on the dirt rules. And as a result, we'll also only have 24 cars qualify for the A main instead of our usual 28. And around goes the 3 of Mike Thorne.
The Brassy Pub number 19 out of Ancaster. It's Kyle Wirt. 8 more laps, 4 more cars to transfer to tonight's A main for the Art Hill Memorial. Really know what's going on behind him, and he spins in second spot. Will keep it going. Can he hold the transfer position if Toddy and Thorne will get by?
He's going to sink like a stone back to a winner's purse here this evening as Christopher French pacing this field here in B main number 2. And Vincent Pagnotta with a good run going to 13. So far, but that seems to be where everybody else is Jeremy May and Kyle Wirt nearly got together there in front of the race leader, and Tolton is able to run around the top side of them and avoid any issues.
How hard is that as the leader? You see a car speed or if something went wrong?
Tough break there for Tolton, and Alex Riley, the beneficiary, as he will take the lead off of corner number 2.
Moulton
to lead, and now Tolton, all kinds of issues and slowing on the back straightaway. He's tagged the outside wall.
Left rear went down, and now he's up into the wall and almost over.
Oh, man.
Now the right front is a mess. You can see the coil. Trying to find the hole and get towards the front.
And Casey Huffman looking racy, and just as I say that, he gets turned around in turn number 2. The 13 car looks strong there, racing beside the 93K. Fifth position, the 13 of Casey Huffman, 1 lap down right now, as a couple of other cars racing, and trouble up in the top of turn number 2. One of the Lampman cars, not too sure which one that is. I believe the 28K of Kathleen Lampman getting turned around there and now pointed back in the right direction as yellow flag comes out.
Added down in corners 1 and 2. Hoskins out in front, and what a mess behind him as it's Lampman.
Not enough though. Crumby keeping that car up with all kinds of momentum on the top side of the racetrack. Looked like Sargent would drive off of turn number 4 with the lead, but Crumby says, no, sir, I'll take it. Oh, and Ruwitzki's around right in front of the field.
Oh, and then takes a shot by Jim Lampman from the back end. Christopher Hale is right there within striking distance, and Brandon Crumby trying to get back to the front.
Hale gets around. He goes in hot. Oh, and Crumby nowhere to go. Hard wreck in turn number 2. Wow. Second and third place cars, and Pete Reed had nowhere to go and had to go through a couple of cars there, and he tagged the front of the 79 as well.
Singer trying to make up for the late stages of that first feature on the night. He kind of backpedaled his way through the field, and now out in front is DJ Christie, number 1.
Bailey Hurd is in the wall in the backstretch, and turn number 2, caution flag waving here, and Hurd moving around here on the car and has the steering wheel off and out. So Bailey
still marching. Oh, and Holly Porter is upside down.
Dylan Westbrook up in corner 1. He'll get the car back onto the racetrack, and we stay green. Oh, big flip. Corey Turner in corner 4 goes end over end.
That was an the car got sideways to the right, corrected sideways to the left, but when he corrected it back, it just lurched into the air. There was Corey Turner doing that, though.
Clinton Jeffrey talking to him, and looks like he's going to take the walk back rather than the ride back.
Well, I just got in there with Corey, and, we've seen this many times. Not my first row. I just said, you all right, Corey? He said, I'm taking my wheel. I don't want to throw it at nobody. He goes, I made that mistake. It's on me. So we let him take his wheel home.
But here comes the Cobra. Chuck Eving. Oh, he hits the wall at corner number 1 with a left rear. The car will go around in front of the field. He does a 360, and it looks like he'll be able to stay.
Whoa, Sean Slider goes around in turn number 3.
And I believe we're going to be able to take the lap there, and the caution flag will fly.
Twitchett, obviously not happy with something that happened. I think he wanted to give displeasure.
Here on O'Neill's Farm Equipment and Case IH night at the Speedway.
Through 1 and 2, contact Jason Dixon.
Wow.
We had a car get way loose there in turn number 2. Dixon helped him finish that spin.
Jeff Elslager's got heavy damage to the front end of the 11E. E-dubs Dylan Westbrook. He's going to have a shot at Corey Turner, I think, before this heat race is over.
Well, I'm sure he's going to take a swing at it as he... Whoa, Corey Turner with problems up into the wall hard.
Something broke on the front end of the 97. On the racing surface, and some steam or smoke blowing out of the 22, and that will bring out the caution flag for Jim Porter out of Grand Island, New York.
That is no of issues here this year in his rookie season. I don't see how you could be big one up in turns 3 and 4. My goodness.
Wow, that's the fuel cell that just separated itself.
Good start for DJ Christie, who drives down into turn number 1 with an advantage. Lucas Smith.
Back to the back of the pack, but you're correct. He missed his qualifier tonight. And now Daniel McKay, who started on the pole, he was on the outside of the front row in his qualifying heat. That car has problems start of the year, but keeps it that way all year long. And Fabio and the crew do a great job doing that. No, Jeremy May rockets off the banking and into the bales. Bailey, he works around Kevin Pauls and gets himself in the 6th position. Not a big surprise to see him working his way, and now he uncharacteristically goes around 360, stays green. Blake Bomberry gave him a little tap. Bomberry door to door through 3 and 4 they come. Bomberry, Ferguson may have made a little bit of contact, hard to tell there. But it's Bomberry getting the advantage, and now Mike Ferguson will take the 26 to the pit area. The automotive mini stocks, the rest go to the B, but Reichman giving that 43C a good run.
A little bit slow on the side. One more time around, McDeman slowly closing in. Whoa, problems for the race leader up off the end of the track, hard into the wall. Yellow flag flown as well. I mean, those guys are fast runners week in and week out. Right behind them, Derek Miller, he's no slouch either.
Now, Stephen Beckett has at least one heat race win, if not 2 this year in that 08, so surprising to see him on the outside looking in here as we now have 5 complete.
Oh, Liam Martin got into the wall coming out of turn number 4. Oh. And I think he has knocked the rear end askew. You can see that car bouncing around.
And all the cars will get woed up here in time, with the leaders bearing down on Josh Hill.
Hill lays it down on the left side of that wing.
Very right now in that final transfer spot in the 16 with Chris Reichman trying to pedal that 43C into the top 4. Oh, he gets into the back and Tolton then goes around.
Full 360 comes up. Stalled there in turn number 4. On the bright side, nobody's gaggle of cars down the backstretch. Bill Bleach hooks the left rear corner of Kevin Pauls. They are still hooked together as Bleach goes for a long slide through turn 3. Another nice run off of turn 2 down the backstretch. He's working the outside of the red 777X and Chase Hess, who gets around sideways, and thank goodness for Ryan Dinning, who turned the lap number 1 of Jason Dixon out in front.
And we know your prerequisite now is 5 wide. Well, there we go. And not any room there for Dale Millard. He gets shuffled up onto the flat side.
5 wide through turn number 2. They win.
The HRW Automotive Mini Stock feature event, 11 laps left to go. Tim DeBoer in tow in that second spot. Now it's Patrick Abramson's turn to take the ride around the outside.
Well, yeah, we've got
tonight in that 222. This is a championship type run for him. Oh, he got up into the 01 of De Silva.
I think he might have a flat right front or a flat left.
Steve Van der Zan as Green comes out and go fast.
No problems at the front. 3 of them tangled up. Denny keeping his foot in, trying to get straight, and the car just keeps going on and gets worse. We got them skidding all the way down, and this is going to be a big issue for some of these drivers. They've got another feature.
I believe it was his own here at the front stretch, and the front of the car went way up in the air. And the 40 in number 1 with Dickey and Bomberry leaning on each other through the corner. Now Devin Bacher will go around.
Running over to climb the fence. How about it, ladies and gentlemen, for Mr. DeBoer?
4 wide. That wouldn't get Adam excited. He requires 5, but they are 3 wide now back there in that transfer position. And Jason Tolton gets down into 9. 9 gets sideways.
On it we go. Ferguson and Ruitsky lead them off into 1, and now tight bit of battling there as, 3 of them together. Ryan Dinning with repairs back to the 8 car. We are under red.
Rob Hoskins upside down, a little fire coming out from the rear end of that 37. For the Chris Dickey crew over there, you are in heat race number 2. I am holding on to a transfer spot.
Kevin Pauls, Dinning with trouble. He gathers it back up and gets back on it. He's going to fall out of a transfer spot. He had one in the making.
Man, he has not mentioned yet Action Expo coming up next weekend as well on Saturday and Sunday, so that's going to be...
Enter into the deal, so we end up with 2 big heats tonight as they bring it onto the front chute. Corey Turner leading Dylan Westbrook and Mac DeMann.
Right now the battle is on between DeMann and Westbrook. DeMann hit a big bump there in corner 2. That upset the car. Now he'll dive back down to the inside of Westbrook. Can he make the slide job work? No, he won't. Westbrook around the outside holds on to second.
DeMann still broad sliding down through the middle. Whoa, slides right up in front of Westbrook. Hits the bump. Westbrook back to the inside. Oh boy, what a bit of racing in turn 2.
2 laps in a row. Mac DeMann's hit that bump in corner 2, but he doesn't give up. Slides down to the inside. Gets to the inside of Westbrook. Westbrook down to the inside of him in 1.
Westford with a big slider again. Matt going to try and come back at him here down the straightaway. He lost some ground to the 47. Next that time, and Corey Turner all up front and by himself.
To the green.
Through the start box they go. They're on it. No, Curtis Gartley drops the front and collapses around it. Oh my goodness. That was crazy. Nanico nearly got a piece of him, and we need to go yellow on this one. Wow, that was a wild bit of action there on the front. Well, Curtis, what happened out here? They sent Thorne to the back for contact. What's your story from your cockpit?
Yeah, it just kind of came up to me, and I didn't have anywhere to go, and caught my left front, and that was it. So it's a bummer.
Car looks pretty bad. Did you get a chance to assess the damage yet?
We'll be done for the night. So.
There you have a dejected Curtis Gartley. Good run for Gary Hill around the outside turn. Oh! Derek Miller got loose and stays just off the inside wall. Wow, that was a gulper.
And that will slip by the pinball Mike Giberson, and he bears down to the top 4.
Tim Newell starting to nose out front with the lead, but here comes French around the outside. Oh, we got Newell across the line, and he broke the front end on that 26 car. At least that's the way it looked. They somehow got squared up on that one. 5 wide off of turn number 4 they come.
Oh, and Tolton gets in Elslager, who hits Longboat now to Silva and to Dixon, and somehow they're all going straight.
Nick Massey's lost the left front on the 222.
Oh, yep.
Heavy damage on that car. He's going to need a hook.
Tied for the point lead. And there he sits. Fence. It's up against the bales there. Yep, there's the right rear.
2 of them losing their right rear in one lap.
The 4th corner on the outside line. Troubles now for DJ Christie, and Liam Martin goes around in front of the field.
Hewitt has to get off it. Now we'll see if he sticks to the game plan. Dykstra nearly loses it right in front of the leader. Bounces up over the berm. Oh my goodness! Aaron Turkey with the leader. Back here comes home.
Hey, they're in second, but Thorne's had a racy looking car. Oh, we got a big flip up in corner number 2 as Kyle Wirt goes up.
The rest of those drivers are coming after Tolton for a spot in the top 5 now, but it's the top 3 single file pulling away from the rest of the field. Still John Jansen here later, and Clint Matt Newell looks to be closing in.
Quickly, Buchwald holding on to second. Then you got Nichols in the mix with the 13 out of there. No! The Vanilla Gorilla of Tolton hits. Here comes Crumby. We saw that car smoking in the first feature. Looks like they've got the bolt side. Oh! Tim Newell goes up over the side of the 60 there. Schroeder and monster trucks him into the outside wall.
Looked like somebody lost a wheel.
His own front bumper. Look at the left front corner of that race car. The bodywork is flopping away. Oh! Pitches it sideways. Spins around the wrong way. My goodness.
Keeps his foot in it. Working on position 7 is where we're watching here for the last one. Oh, Miller gets a piece of the fence. Not sure if Paul's got up in here, but there was definitely...
Number 11, I believe that is Go Fast. Teeple heading to the pit area as Bill Bleach Jr. continues to lead here on lap number 3 as Ken Sargent and Christopher Hale go side.
A whole lot of progress at all so far. Wow, Rob Hoskins and Blake Bombury kicking it sideways out of turn number 4. Unbelievable racing here tonight.
Almost seems like Bailey might be biding his time at him as everybody...
Bleach pinned down the best he could, and it paid off coming off of turn number 4 as he's got an advantage of a car length and a half. Whoa, trouble in turn 2. Rob Hoskins goes around.
Gonna have to make his move sooner rather than later. They'll get 2 laps to go this time by, and now trouble for the Al Gilletta Jr. turned around. Tries to keep his foot in it, but not gonna work as he comes to a stop at the top of corner number 2.
Yellow out there. We'll see if that...
Winfield for the second spot, but caution flag is out. We got a couple of cars turned around here on the front straightaway. Mike Dale and the number 70 of Brandon Windsor turned around here in corner number 4. Did not a lot of a difference so far in this heat race as Jim Dale Jr. and Pitts go at it for the race lead. And big smoke out of the Tate O'Leary, number 28K down the back straight. Good side-by-side racing at the front of the field. Othniel out of shape, Pitts out of shape, and that's going to allow Jim Dale Jr. to drive to the lead here on lap number 1.
21 to take Jim Dale's spot away and chase after Rob Pitts.
Great run going for Haskell's number 21 machine as now he's driven his way into the second spot with 1 lap to go. Looks like problems on the Jim Dale number 00. Clint, what can you see?
I saw Haskell drive right over.
Down to the South Buxton Raceway, and then Crate late model cars that compete on Sunday nights under Rush late model rules with Crate Motors on at Humberstone Speedway.
Oh, Pitaway again goes down in turn 2. Oh, Saint Amand goes down as well. Gonna need a red on this one.
Wow, we'd love to see a replay of that. We got a little bit of a sore.
Oh, we got, I believe that's Parsons going down on the exit of that tight left-hander. Went up over that bump. I think we're going to get a red flag. Taya Little goes down. Thompson plows into her bike, rolls right across the top of her. I believe Taya Little may be under that machine. Thompson is actually trying to pull the bike off Taya Little. Going to need a red. So Taya Little went down and her bike flopped right on top of her. Thompson, his bike hit her bike. Very valiant move by the 333. He actually pulled the bike off of Taya Little.
Off of turn number 4 and he'll lose it. Oh! Matt Hill takes a big tumble. Comes to rest on the left side of that ring. Side of that race car. Bold move by Brett Rodwell. Nicely done to the high side to pass Klozinga and Zach Bleach. No rear view. Oh, and Bleach gets around right in front of Sam Iftati.
So Bleach rolls down the hill in the yellow.
Klozinga and Zach Bleach. No rear view. Oh, and Bleach gets around right in front of Sam Iftati.
This chance qualifier over Wade Thorne. Paul Longboat back there in the 188. That's a different car than what he qualified in the heats with. That car kind of expired. And now troubles for Thorne. He goes straight into the bales in corner 1.
Goes for a long bounce in 3 and 4.
Wow, Cole McDonald. Oh, gets crunched by Barry Dunn. The red flag will come out.
That wreck took a long time to happen. Whoa, Alex Hill across the track, and she collects Slider and Curtis Gartley. Oh, man, Alex Hill turned hard right down the front straightaway.
Fuel cell separated from Sean's.
If we can go back, can we go back on that replay another 5 seconds? I don't know if something broke on Alex Hill's car. As we look at Slider getting back on all fours. The wing top
there as well.
8 laps the distance, 8 cars transfer to the feature event. We're underway, and oh man, Jeremy May squeezed to the outside. I cannot believe that didn't end worse than that. Jeremy May a little over aggressive. You know what, and Greg, it's the only rule
I believe is finally going. Oh, and off of corner 2, Wade Thorne. Out in front, Matt Newell in the 2, and then your guess in behind that. They keep swapping. Oh, point leader around in front of the pack, and she gets hit by Ben Buckwell, Daniel McKay.
I think she might be all right to drive away. The way those impacts went.
The back end is a mess.
Into the 74 to set him straight, and that saved us from having an issue there on the backstretch. Out in front, Lee Winger continues to lead the way. Oh, Mark Bazine goes around. Logan Schwedick had nowhere to go, and they are locked together. And we are under yellow. Flat left rear tire. Who's the other car back there with him?
Is that Donnie Lampman?
Maybe so. He says, if you support the track, he says, I'll put my money on the line for you.
That's it, guys. The deal was you had to be in the Schweiken points prior to last week's event. Sargent goes around to the front of the field. Beagle gets a piece of him. Schwedick moves to avoid there. A flat right rear on the Sargent 25, guys, so that's going to be a problem for him. We'll have to get a look at the Beagle.
So Kenny Sargent and Ryan Beagle at least one lap down. Perhaps they're back there going to work on the cars for feature race number 2. As Chris Dickey with the rear bumper just flopping along. Now that is just a bumper cover. It's just a plastic piece. Is from third place on back. Christopher Hale's got, whoa. We got a yard sale on the front stretch. Oh, and they are everywhere.
Donnie Lampman was in front of the pack. Oh, Christopher Hale's got a wheel lodged underneath the front end of the 79, so he...
Nudge there coming through turn 2. Devin Bacher in the 3 seat. Looked like he was trying to make it to the pits and got mixed up with Mike Klozinga, but no, he'll stay on the racetrack. And if this is Tony Fraser coming back on the racetrack, I am impressed.
Oh, and he almost didn't have any room up against the wall. Brett Rodwell had to get on the brakes, so now Frank Turkey...
Sorts of smoke out the back of that number 11 machine.
Like the black flag will come out for people in the 11.
Halfway point, 25. Bailey by Christopher Hale in turn 3.
So they reverse roles that time with 8 laps left to go. Bailey now on the bottom. Hale on the outside. Yeah, you're right. It's really blackening up on that outer lane. And as you mentioned, still some tack in the inside line. And that's what Mark Fawcett's using right now. He'd love to see these two go at it.
Oh, absolutely. Mark Fawcett hoping he gets the opportunity to come up and make it a 3-car battle as Dave Bailey slides up the racetrack behind the 79 and Christopher Hale.
Following Rowinski down the front stretch into the 2nd spot.
Oh, takes a swing down into turn number 1. Jay Liverance gets into the back of Dinning, turns him sideways. Everybody misses him. Mark Bazine gets tangled up with Kevin Pauls.
That wasn't the talking about that I was mentioning that he likes. Ryan Dinning around, and again Mark Bazine already on the flatbed once tonight, and he's around down in corner number 2.
Tough night for Mark Bazine. Wow, but he's able to drive away. That's a good sign. Tough break here for the 108 of Bleach.
Number 4 trying to get a run on him for the runner-up spot. 3 wide behind them as Ryan Beagle pushes the 24 Blake Bobberry down the front stretch.
Oh, 74 goes around, guys, right in front of everybody, and they will all pile in there. I was just turned on my mic and Dinning around also. I was just turning on my mic to mention Bailey had the left front sparking and looked like it was locking up. And now Chris Dickey, all kinds of problems. He is destroyed. The rat in his car. Fawcett backing up in the 32, trying to pull away. You also got Kevin Kokrick down here, Tony Fraser. We'll have to get all these guys sorted out. We'll get back to you in just a second.
Well, that was eventful. Aaron Rowitz, DJ Christie looks to go 3 wide on the inside. Man, oh man, they are battling there. Oh, DJ Christie gets around. So does Hannah Farrell, just collecting Al Gilletta Jr.
DJ Christie getting a little hot into corner 1, pitched the car sideways a little too far, and that brings out our first caution in this qualifying heat. And then Hannah Farrell, who was spinning to get away from DJ Christie, just got down. Alan Gilletta Jr. over on his side.
Yeah, that went from bad to worse. And far be it from me, Greg, because you're a better announcer than I am. But when I just mentioned, hey, Caleb Wood, he finished 2nd last Friday, didn't he? You cannot not. I'm like you, but we were talking.
Of course, in announcing terms, pointing out mistakes and then causing a 30-minute discussions also. a disaster. Caleb Wood finished second, you're right. And I was wrong. Sean Evans did not win. It was Jacob Dykstra that won last week.
See, that's what happens when you check.
Green flag comes out, and away we go. Off to turn 1 and 2, they roll. Sam Haferteep with lead. Oh, McDeman getting around with Scott Burke. And also the 28 of Donnie Lampman. Still top 2 will make it in, as we have 2 positions for racing. But how about this? Randy Hollingshead. This guy, I don't want to age him, Greg, but I was a little boy watching him race these type of cars in the Niagara region in the Pro Stocks, and now he's all over the back end of Donnie Lampman as they get together in one. Oh, my goodness. And as we do that, we give him the announcer curse.
That was a good bit of driving.
Whoa, one way off the track and tumbling off the end of the back straightaway. That was Jonathan Preston.
Jonathan Preston up and over.
Yes, Adam. Great job, dog. Great. Here we go. Great job, drivers. Great job. We are on it. 5 wide. Greg, it's all yours.
Well, in the first ever 6 wide salute. I think next year we should just do 2 rows of 15.
That was amazing. Great job, everybody. We're just about ready to go.
About to get even more exciting. Those watching at home, there's the boss, Glenn Steyer.